Let me take you back to 1996. It's not like America didn't know stuff. There were a lot of people who were trying to tell you things about not just the bad policies, but about what kind of people these were. Does anybody remember a magnificent book written in 1996, Unlimited Access, an FBI agent inside the Clinton White House? Oh, it was an act of patriotism. And this man knows a lot about patriotism, having been in the FBI for 26 years, for a good many of those doing a lot of the White House security. And now that those FBI days are done, what he does now is he spends his time in a magnificent environment at the Patrick Henry Center for Individual Liberty. What a pleasure to welcome Mr. Gary Aldrich.
Thank you, Mark. And thank you for the Clinton-style humor. Appreciate it. And where's Jeff? Is Jeff still here? Is he here? Jeff, the suit is used to conceal a firearm. That's why I was sitting amongst you listening to your comments and very interesting comments, and you didn't know who I was. I was in my undercover role as an FBI agent. I can't help it, it's in the blood. And so I worked my way around the room, and I sat way over here, and I got a frantic text message from Philip Dennis. Gary, where are you? Where are you? Are you here? You follow Jeff? And I texted him back, and I said, yeah, I'm sitting over here on the far right. Over there. Sorry. And it's so good to see so many good friends here tonight and to be among I think, the most dynamic movement that I wish I had seen in 1996. Because then, when we raised Cain, so many of us, the only thing we were able to do was to impeach a president. Just think what we can do this time. Just a few words about the Patrick Henry Center, and then I'll stop that advertising campaign. But you've seen the Stop Socialism signs, and we can get those to any of your groups. Just give us a call, find me in the back of the room later, and I'll get you the information on how you can contact us, or go on the web and you can find our address. And if you want any of these types of things, we can send them out to you. The whistles, blow the whistle on tyranny, the wristlet, liberty or death, and then the booklet, which explains what we're doing these days with the Patrick Henry Center. I love my work. For 26 years, I tried to keep scoundrels out of the White House for a while, and the rest of the time I tried to capture hard-left radical terrorists, some who are the friends of the president. Wow, sorry, we had orders to either arrest them or if they resisted to kill them. We didn't get them all, sorry. We tried, they were blowing up our buildings. They put a bomb in the US Capitol, they blew up buildings belonging to the Department of Defense. They were trying to storm the Department of Justice. They overturned police cars, threw rocks and bottles, called our finest pigs. They hated the military. Let's see, what else? Hate. Hate is the operative word here. Hate, hate, hate. And the FBI at that time was empowered to investigate these people because it was illegal to do the kinds of things that some of them are doing today in our colleges and in our institutions. I could stand here and recite these things to you, but I know that you are following this very, very closely, and that's why you're here tonight. You're alarmed just like I am. I think this is our last best chance to save our liberty, and I'm dedicating all the resources of the Patrick Henry Center and any other conservative organization that I'm a member of that I can influence to this quest to save and restore our liberty before it's too late. And I think we're on the brink. I really do. I've been following movements, politics for many years now, and became very interested when I worked in the Clinton administration because I didn't know what I was seeing there. The Senate and the House were behaving, and the media was behaving as if it was business as usual, but I was seeing the backgrounds of these people because of my job there in the White House, and I was seeing remarkable things that these people had been doing with their lives and had just incredible things that I can't really disclose to you here tonight, but you could read my book and you'll see some of it in there. You'll see some of it in there. But unbelievable conduct and behavior that was not fit for the Department of Labor, let alone the White House. And unbelievable, unbelievable. And it drove me to the brink where I had to do something. And my wife is a former FBI agent. She stayed home to help raise the children and left her career in the FBI. You know, I'd come home from work and I was all depressed and, and want to hit that beer. And she said, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "The Clinton administration's wrong with you." And she said, "Why don't you do something about it?" So I finally got this bright idea. So I sat down at the dinner table and I said, "Honey, I think I'm going to write a book about the Clinton administration." She said, "Thank God, because then I won't have to hear it every night here at the dinner table anymore." So, and then I had it all covered. My friends said, "Okay, we'll stand by you." Some of them did. And then there was this last piece I had to take care of to finally empower me to do this. And it came kind of accidentally in the Washington Post when I read an article about Hillary Clinton and how she used to, whenever she was faced with a big problem, she would channel, which was kind of new to me, but channel with Eleanor Roosevelt, and she and Eleanor would talk back and forth, and she'd get her answer. So I told Nina, my wife, to please give me a few minutes. I'm going to go upstairs and keep the kids downstairs, please, because I'm going to sit on the edge of the bed, and I did. And I talked to J. Edgar Hoover. And he told me to write this book, so I did. What happened to me anyway? I used to get my pleasure out of arresting people, and now I tell jokes from the microphone. I was standing over there a little while ago with that gentleman pretending I was a security guy. It's hard to move on, but really standing up to power empowered me. It took away my shyness. I used to say, "Would you please go over there and because you're under arrest, sir. Please." So it took away that shyness that I used to have in front of crowds, which was a good thing. I'm kind of a quiet guy, really. But no, this business of standing up to power does empower you. For all these years, you've been harassed, harangued into silence. They have put every conceivable guilt trip upon you to silence you, to keep you down, to keep you quiet. And they will not stop it. And so you just simply have to break through it and ignore it and just get on out there and speak your mind. You've got to speak your mind everywhere. You've got to speak it even at the backyard barbecue party with Aunt Sadie, who's a flamer. You can't stay silent anymore with these people. We all have them in our family. I had my Uncle Al, on her side. So you can't stand silent. I was up in Brenham, Texas, not too long ago with a group smaller than this, just a little bitty group, and I said to the folks there, I said, "How many of you are active in the Tea Party?" And they were all, "How many in the John Birch Society?" All the hands went up. I said, "How many are you afraid? How many are you afraid?" And the hands went up. I said, "What are you afraid of?" They said, "Well, the government." The government, people are afraid of their own government? Yeah, we are. We are now afraid of our own government, folks. Now, how sad is that? If you can't think of any other reason to rise up now, it's because you are actually afraid of your own government. So I asked him, I said, well, all right, you went out and you became involved in an event and you didn't put a stocking cap over your head, I guess, and you were actually seen by your neighbors and friends out there. Yes, we were. And how did you feel after that? And they said, wonderful. We felt wonderful. Great. We felt great. We met people who think like we think, do what we do, think the same things, have been thinking those same things now for decades, but we're afraid to say it. And we're finally coming out of the closet. That one was for Mark. You're such an easy target, you know. I'm sorry. But no, they really have that feeling of joy now and fellowship. And besides, there's nothing on television. Would you agree with me there? Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing. Occasional ball game, occasional football game. Should I talk about football up here? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about an analogy I think you'll enjoy. Then I'll get off the stage. I was thinking about what's wrong in Washington right now, and I was thinking about a sports analogy. Try this on. You're the owner of a major National Football League team, NFL team, a big one, okay? Well, let's see if we can think of one here. So, you're having problems getting to the Super Bowl, all right? Don't know why, but you have a suspicion. Maybe why. So you decide that you'll meet with the coaches. So you call the secretary to the coaches and you say, I'd like to have a meeting with the coaches. Well, sir, I don't know. You know, they're kind of busy right now. You know, they're busy people. They've got a lot of things to do. But I'll pass a message on to the coaches if you'd like to leave one. Okay, you finally get your meeting. You go in there and the coaches are sitting around the room all annoyed at you, all annoyed. And you say to them, look, what we'd like to do here is we'd like to get this team to the Super Bowl, and we'd like to win that Super Bowl game. So the head coach says, oh, geez, I don't know. You know, this is really hard. You know how it's hard. It really is hard. You know, it's hard to defeat that other team. You just have no idea. And, you know, as a matter of fact, we talked before you arrived here, and coaches and I would like to tell you that we're really kind of annoyed that you're coming in here bothering us with this stuff, you know. And by the way, did you bring your check? You didn't bring your check? Oh, my goodness. Well, look, after January, you know, win or lose, we would certainly appreciate your vote. So thanks a lot for coming in, and we'll keep what you had to say in mind. So, listen, we've got to get over to another meeting, so look, I'm sorry, but you can talk to my staffer here, Sally Jones, and she can take down your information. Now, how about that? Do you think that works pretty good for you? No? Do you think at all that that resembles what's going on in Washington, D.C. now? Do you think so? Well, I want to see a show of hands here. How many here think you are the owners? Is there anyone here who doesn't think you're the owner? And how do you think the coaches have been behaving? Do you think we need to get some new leadership back in Washington, D.C.? I want to applaud the efforts of Jenny Beth Martin and Mark Meckler in helping to build this wonderful national organization of the Tea Party Patriots. This is how I plugged into the movement first, and then I met, of course, I knew Jenny Thomas from other work, but I had a chance to work with her on some of these things too back in D.C. And most all of my friends who have been working in the conservative movement for years now are totally on board with the Tea Party movement. So want you to know that not everybody in Washington has their head on backwards. There are a few of us who have been working in the trenches day after day, year after year, to try to keep liberty alive. And we sure appreciate the reinforcements. Thanks so much.